Hey everybody, so apparently the trendy thing for the kids at BookTube to do these days is to show off their collection of Edgar Rice Burroughs books. So, and not wanting to be left out and also being a slave to peer pressure, I'm going to show off my collection of Edgar Rice Burroughs books. I have over 32 of them, not including the ones that I have on my Kindle. I have one of those Delphi editions on the Kindle, and it's I don't know if it's a complete works, but it's a collected works. But it has a lot of books on there that I haven't seen at the bookstore. So, but yeah, I saw Steve Donahue made a video showing off his Edgar Rice Burroughs collection. I saw that Jim at Mystery Mayhem made one too. I think Michael K. Vaughan got all this started naturally. So, but yeah, I'm going to join in here. So, and I mean, these are in no particular order. These are just as I drag them off the shelf here. This is Synthetic Man of Mars, which I guess is what, the ninth book out of 11 of these Martian books. And I bought this at Recycled Books and Records, which is in Denton, Texas, and I think it's the most wonderful used bookstore in the world. And they write the prices up here in pencil on the inside, which isn't unusual for a bookstore. But the only thing I dislike about Recycled Books is they put stickers over the old prices. I guess they were getting too many people, saying, hey, this only sold for 95 cents new. And so they covered that up. But yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, so that's Synthetic Men of Mars. I love the Mars Chronicles. Or they're not the Mars Chronicles, they're the Barsoom Chronicles. But those are great books. And I haven't read them all yet either. I've only read the first two or three. So I have a lot to look forward to there. Next, this one must be nice because it came in a plastic cover here, but it's only $3. This is Tarzan and the Lost Empire. And I don't know what number this is because it's not on here. But in some of these editions, these Tarzan books will be numbered, but it depends on what edition. I think I have all the Tarzan books, but I may be wrong because I know there were a lot of them. I read almost all of them when I was in my 20s. I've also got Tarzan and the Lion Men. I think this is a really nice cover too. Again, not numbered. But this one says something about Hollywood on here. When Hollywood decided to shoot a Tarzan-type movie on location in deepest Africa, they picked a real movie-land muscle man for the role of Lion Man. Lion Man, I love it. But all that celluloid hero knew was how to look like Tarzan, not how to act like him. Ha! That's going to be a fun one. I can tell already. When I was a kid, I used to watch those Tarzan movies on, around here they came on Channel 39 and on Channel 11. They were in reruns. And Johnny Weissmuller was the Tarzan I grew up with. Although I know Buster Crabbe played Tarzan. There were a lot of different actors who played Tarzan in the 30s. But Johnny Weissmuller was my favorite. And my favorite Tarzan movie was the one where he goes to New York. The fish out of water thing's just always such a great plot formula. But it was especially good with Tarzan. This one's called Tarzan Triumphant. I like the artwork on this cover too. This is from that same set. Ace. These are Ace paperbacks here. They're a little smaller than your traditional mass market paperback because they're not quite as tall. See, you can tell like this one. This one's almost an inch taller than the other ones. The Ace ones are real small there. Let's see, what is this? Tarzan of the Apes, The Adventures of Lord Greystoke by Edgar Rice Burroughs. I think this might be a movie tie-in edition here. But this is the first one. And wow, what an ending. Spoiler alert. I think the closing paragraph goes, yeah, this is so great. The closing paragraph in this, I absolutely love it. I was born there, said Tarzan quietly. My mother was an ape. And of course, she couldn't tell me much about it. I never knew who my father was. That's a great ending, man. It was a really good ending. That's one of the things I remember most about Tarzan of the Apes was the ending of it. This one's really cool because it's so red. Tarzan the Untamed. And this one is one of the numbered ones. This is number 7 in the series. Pretty. Yeah, I think that's called a monochromatic study. Jim would know. But I think it's called a monochromatic study when they do a piece of art where it's all one color but in different shades. Jungle Tales of Tarzan. This is number 6. The young Tarzan was unlike the great apes who were his only companions and playmates. Theirs was a simple, savage life, filled with little but killing or being killed. But Tarzan had all of a normal boy's desire to learn. He had painfully taught himself to read from books left by his dead father. Now he sought to apply his book knowledge to the world around him. He sought for such things as the source of dreams and the whereabouts of God. What a philosopher, man. And he searched for the love and affection that every human being needs. But he was alone in his struggles to grow and understand. The life of the jungle had no room for abstractions. I bet that's probably true too, you know. But I don't know. It sounds like a collection of short stories, but I don't know if it is. It sure looks like, well, it's got chapters in it, but that doesn't mean anything. It could just mean that it's a novel. But anyway, also they've got the titles of the books and all the books listed in the front of this one, so that helps too, since some of my books aren't numbered. Tarzan and the Jewels of Opar. That sounds pretty good. I don't much like the artwork on the cover, but still, it's pretty cool. The Jewels of Opar. This must be number 5. Yeah, I got the number back here. I've got these sort of in order, don't I? Yeah, because here's number 4. This is one of the black. The ones I read originally when I was in my 20s I had a complete collection of Tarzan, all with these black covers. And when I think of Tarzan books, these are the ones I think of, are the ones with the black covers. But this is The Son of Tarzan, which is many people's favorite of the Tarzan books. Sorry, gotta hydrate. The Beasts of Tarzan, number 3. Now that he was rich, Lord Greystoke, Tarzan became the target of greedy and evil men. Tells me everything I need to know. Okay, and then here's The Return of Tarzan, The Further Adventures of Lord Greystoke. So this is real similar to this movie tie-in edition that I had here. Maybe it's not a movie tie-in, no. I don't recognize him as being one of the movies. This is Ballantine edition. So these are both Ballantine editions. So that's 1, 2. See, these are all in order here, 1 through 7. My daughters helped me shelve these, and I'm not sure what goes through their minds sometimes. All right, so now we've got more Barsoom books. The Mastermind of Mars. I like this cover art. It's kind of crazy looking, but Ulysses Paxton, USA, awakened from a battlefield in France to find himself the prisoner of the strangest super scientist of a strange planet. Ulysses Paxton. What a great name for a character. I used to play computer games called City of Heroes and City of Villains. And in City of Villains, I had a bunch of villains, all with the last name of Armageddon. And the paterfamilias for the Armageddon family was Ulysses Armageddon. He was the head, but there was also, Jimmy Armageddon and Dr. Armageddon and yeah, anyway, those were fun games, but they sure did take up a lot of time that I could have spent reading. The Chessmen of Mars. Okay, this is kind of cool. They're obviously on a chessboard there, but they have spears. Human chessmen who must fight to the death at their master's command. That's a classic science fiction trope right there. Thuvia, Maid of Mars. Well, ain't she a pretty little blonde thing? Edgar Rice Burroughs is Mars, a planet of strange beings, fair maidens, savage giants, and brave sword-swinging warriors, the bravest of whom was Carthoris, son of a Martian princess and the famed warlord from Earth, John Carter himself. So this is obviously later in the series, after, John Carter and the princess have had children together. The Gods of Mars. It looks like a spaceship that he's floating down outside of there, which doesn't seem really in the tradition of this particular set of Mars books, but it's still kind of cool. All right, back to Tarzan. Tarzan and the Ant-Men, number 10. This is similar to the black-covered ones. I think this is the same artwork that you would get with the black-covered ones. It's just got a white cover. I think that's also Ballantine edition. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan and the Golden Lion. I hate this cover art on this. I don't even like the color of the back. That's horrible. But I guess it's the words that matter, right? With books. 8, Tarzan the Terrible. Okay, I like that. Yeah, the diary of a dead German officer sets Tarzan once more on the trail of his wife, held captive in the depths of the jungle. His journeys take him to Pal Ul Dan, a land forgotten by time where prehistoric monsters rage through the chasms and forests. There, the king of the beasts finds himself faced with the most deadly peril of his life. Anybody else grow up watching Ron Ely play Tarzan on TV? I used to love that. And Carol Burnett used to do her Tarzan impersonation too. I don't know if you remember that. You go, oh. You don't really get that out of the books though. Tarzan the Invincible. Okay, this is one of those pretty black covered ones. Number 14 in the series. It's got something to do with Arab slave traders, so it must be good. Tarzan at the Earth's Core. Now you're talking. Number 13. Hollow Earth Goodness, right? David Innes was a captive in Pellucidar. See, there's another series of stories by Edgar Rice Burroughs called the Pellucidar series, which is about the hollow world under Earth's crust. I don't know if this is a Neil Adams cover or not, but it would be cool if it were, because Neil Adams was notorious for believing in the hollow earth theory, which has been thoroughly discredited. But I live in Denton, Texas. There's a guy up the street who's absolutely convinced that the world is flat, too. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. Another terrible cover, but at least the color of it's a little bit better. This is number 11 in the series. We got John Carter of Mars. I don't know if y'all saw the movie for that, but it was really good. John Carter of Mars is number 11 in the series. This is the last of the series, the ending. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I will. I promise, Michael. Lana of Gathol, the 10th book in the Martian series. See, he switches up characters and stuff. I guess that was kind of traditional when you had a long-running series like this. Swords of Mars. I love planetary romance stories and sword and planet stuff. A Fighting Man of Mars got all these cool retro-futuristic vehicles on it. This one is number 7 in the Mars series. It's not always easy to find the numbers on these, but I think they're on all of them. Tarzan and the Castaways. This one looks cool. This is number 24. If I'm not mistaken, the Tarzan series was only 24 books long, and that would be the end of the series then. This is number 22, Tarzan and the Foreign Legion. It's pretty good cover artwork there. That's nice. It's something to do with enemy-held Sumatra. When I hear the word Sumatra, I think of coffee from Starbucks these days. Tarzan the Magnificent, number 21 in the series. That's pretty cool too. Man, these titles just write themselves though, don't they? And then Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan and the Forbidden City. Wow. I swear I could do better cover art than this. It looks like a child, did this. Tarzan number 20. Here's another one of the nice ones with the black cover, number 19. Tarzan's Quest. That's pretty cool. And then we've got Tarzan and the Leopard Men. He's got a bow and arrow on the cover of that one. That's number 18. And then Tarzan and the City of Gold. This is number 16. So I'm actually missing some volumes here. But here's the good news. I've got a collected edition of Edgar Rice Burroughs from Delphi. And I think it was only a couple of dollars because, the copyright stuff. But it has all the Tarzan books, all the Mars books, all the Venus books, all the Pellucidar books. Plus, it's got all these Westerns, and it's organized by category. And I believe, and I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm going to look it up right quick. I believe he even wrote boxing novels, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I'm pulling this up on my computer right now. No, I'm not going to bother pulling it up on my computer. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how complete it is. I think the Delphi volumes usually are pretty good about being complete, though, and they're usually really affordable. I know Mark over at Book Time with Elvis not too long ago mentioned them in a video, too, because I don't remember what it was he was trying to find, but I was really excited that they had the complete works of Henry David Thoreau, because you go to a bookstore, you can usually find a copy of Walden, but good luck finding anything else by Henry David Thoreau. And he wrote a bunch of books, Same thing with Mark Twain. It's really nice having a collection of everything by Mark Twain, let me tell you. So, here I am on the bandwagon. Who else has got an Edgar Rice Burroughs collection they want to show off on video? If you do, I'll watch it. I'll leave a comment. I'll even share it on my wall. Thanks for watching, and stay hydrated, stay sexy. I'll be back soon.